And we welcome you courtside here at the Pierce Sports Center in San Bernardino, California for our third match here on Saturday, June 18th, day 2 of our 4th NVA weekend of the 2022 season. Ira Thor joined alongside Nick England after the Las Vegas Ramblers. Your squad went 2-0 on the weekend to improve to 7-1 on the season. And Nick joins us now in the broadcast booth as our partner Matt Prosser heads to the sideline. The OC Stunners, they have won 4 in a row. They're 5-2 in what is proven to be the most top-heavy division in the NVA, the National Coastal, as the Stunners and New Jersey Freedom have a combined 12 wins on the season. Important match today because they take on a Dallas Tornadoes squad that is going in the wrong direction. 3-4 on the year. They've lost their last 2.
Yeah, it's a tough position, and again, they're kind of trying to find the right rhythm. As we've seen a couple pieces shuffling in there. Felix Chapman is the name we can't say enough. But today, I would say let's look a little bit more at the other guys that I want to see step up. Sam Schuldenberg, their libero, someone that's been just so important defensively for them, as well as, Peter Canole, one of their outsides. He's done a great job when he was here at event number 2, missed event number 3, but I want to see him step up and bring a little more to the team. If they can get kind of some of those other role players going out there to support Felix, I think this team can definitely play. Unfortunately, they're looking at quite a mountain to climb with the OC Stunners in front of them. Every single guy on the Stunners is ready to go. So, they're going to be short a couple outsides today that we saw yesterday, but this is definitely going to be a fun match as it unfolds.
Well, the OC Stunners, we're going to have a chance to talk a lot about the weapons that they have. They brought out a full arsenal yesterday. Today, well, let's see what Matt Prosser and company have in store. We'll send it over to Noah Chest. We'll have a pregame interview with the OC Stunners head coach, Matt Prosser.
Well, thank you, Ira. Not quite with Matt yet, but I'll talk to him in a second with Coach Quinones of the Tornadoes. And, Coach, the Stunners are really taking up into form right now. How do you slow down this offense?
Serving tough. You serve them tough. They have really good middles and a good setter, too. Just good pins as well. So it's going to boil down to that. It's going to boil down to serving past, just the basics, just going back to the roots.
How do you get Felix Chapman going like he was last weekend when he set an NVA record for kills?
Again, serve and pass. We can pass the ball well. We can then distribute the ball. And then from there, we can find him on better options, one-on-ones and all that. So,
thank you. Best of luck, Coach Quinones. Nick and Ira, I'll send it back to you and go find Coach Matt Prosser for you.
Well, we have found Coach Matt Prosser. He's actually walked over to the booth to give us the starting lineup. A curveball was thrown at us as Coach Quinones slipped into the queue, but for the Tornadoes, they dropped the match yesterday as they lost to Nick pretty much single-handedly, man of the match, as they fell to the Ramblers in 4 sets. Actually took the first game 28-26, but from there it was all Las Vegas, 15, 19, 21 the rest of the way. So for the Tornadoes, they're going to have to clean up that performance yesterday where they started strong and went in the wrong direction. However, we have learned that Matt Prosser actually is now with Noah Chast to talk about today's match.
Yeah, thank you, Ira. Now have Coach Matt Prosser with me. And Matt, a tough challenge with someone like Felix Chapman on the other side. What's the game plan?
Well, obviously, we got to respect his offense. Our block and defense really has to know where he is on the court at all times, right? We've seen him attack from the right and the left, the front row, the back row, even through the middle a little bit. So that's going to be a big focus for us, is where he's going and making sure that we can realize where he's at so our blockers can get in front of him.
And how big will the block of Nick West in the middle be today?
Well, Nick's obviously a great blocker, and we rely on him not only for his offense but his blocking as well. So, yeah, he's going to be a very big key for us today.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
Thanks, Noah.
Appreciate it. Okay. And I'm going to let Coach Matt Prosser go, but he touched on Nick West and his blocking ability, and I actually had the chance to sit down with Nick West and talk to him about how he became the blocker that he is, and also just, enjoy some time with Nick West, one of the faces of the NVA, and just a complete character and a really enjoyable person here with this league. So take a look and enjoy about how Nick West kind of became the player he is today.
Yeah, I guess we could start off by saying aloha. Aloha to you.
Nick West is the charismatic middle blocker for the OC Stunners. Nick, a naturally vibrant person, stays true to himself on the court.
When it boils down to it, we play a game, and games are fun, especially when you're winning.
Nick and his Stunners took the NVA Cup last season, giving him the taste of victory he'd been missing.
I had just been a perennial loser every single year. Never won like a league, never won a championship.
Nick played at the University of Hawaii and then 6 years professionally in Austria, Germany, Sweden, and France. The current NVA leading blocker says he didn't find his rhythm at the net until halfway through his European career.
Blocking is something that never came naturally to me.
Nick is double jointed, which caused problems with his fully extended block.
I go up to block and I flex and my arms go all the way out, so it's so hard. So I leave open all these lanes for guys. If I go up and I'm flexing, it took me a long time just to learn to relax at the net, just to go up and kind of just gently, not tense up, but just relax, be cool, be calm, be collected. And the block started coming.
And there it is, number 9, Nick West, once again.
As that is stuffed back, West with the reaction. Reach out and stuff someone, Nick West.
Now he's dominating the NBA and doing so at home, which means the world.
Honestly, I feel like I fit in best here in Southern California. This has been my dream for my parents to be able to come and watch me play.
Now he's trying to bring more international friends to the NVA to create an NBA-like super team on his Stunners.
LeBron James playing with all these people, and by the end of his career, he kind of gets to pick and choose, like, oh, this guy from here, he'll help us in this position. Just making our own dream teams along the way.
But he's confident this Stunners team now is already destined for great things.
Be honest, what do you think your chances are at repeating?
I think our chances are better than they were last year, truth be told. I think the rest of the teams know that, they have reason to be scared of us when we're at full strength. Experiencing technical difficulties. All right, I'll just try to focus. Where's the camera's right there. I have the kind of sorry, my cat's digging around through his toys right now. I hope you can't hear that in the background. What was the question again? After being around the block a little bit.
And well, speaking of being around the block, you are ahead of the block points by a mile. Pretty good.
Hey, the lesson is don't try.
That's you kids. Do you hear that? Stop trying.
Yeah, stop jumping so high. Jump lower. I think Nick West. God, I'm not gonna refer to myself in the third person. I'm not Deion Sanders. This is unnamed cat number 2.
Oh.
Yeah, and he wants to take a big old poopy right now, it seems like. Oh, the cats are telling me to go. But in terms of cuteness, I'm not going to question the cuteness of Nick's dog. I'm not going to enrage the dog community. I will not be pinned into this corner. Both our animals are adorable, and let our body of work on the court speak for itself. Yeah.
Nick West, such a joy to talk to and such a joy to have here on the court with the NVA. He adds so much to his presence in terms of elevating the game every time he steps onto this NVA floor, and just in terms of entertainment and enjoyment, adding a lot of life and personality to this league. Again, such a pleasure to talk with him, and I'm excited to see how he continues to thrive here in the NVA. Nick, Ira, let's get this thing started.
Thank you, Noah. Great interview there with one of the biggest personalities we have here in the NVA, and Nick West. And I mean, the blocking numbers absolutely speak for themselves. Look at them right now. He's 12 in front of everybody in the league. Don't forget about Nick's ability to get involved in the service game.
Yeah.
Part of the reason the Stunners are successful as they are is not just limited to the fact that they are the best overall blocking team in the league. Nick West ranking first in the league, Shane Beamer ranking 4th. So that right there just being an incredible 1-2 tandem. Nick West, as I look at numbers right now, is 2nd in the NVA in aces per set. And, I'm looking at numbers. Guys have already played this weekend that have added numbers and still have not caught him yet.
Yeah. I mean, he's a complete player. And he's one of those guys, and this is what's so rare about the way that Stunners have a history of getting their middles. Nick Amato previously, West. West has been recruited internationally to play right side as well and switched positions on an international stage between middle and right side. And is it that different? You can make the argument outside to right side or middle to right side. There's just similarities. but it takes a special player at the level that he plays to make that transition. And you can just see him as an emotional leader and a guy that just knows his stuff, and definitely a big part of the success of that team on court and off.
Taking a look at the lineup today for the OC Stunners. Again, they are 5-2 overall. They've won 4 in a row. Second place in the National Coastal, coached by Matt Prosser, our partner here in the broadcast booth. And for today's action, we will see number 18, Matt Hilling. He's going to be on one outside. Joey Jarvis will be the other outside this afternoon. Randy Ramirez will be handling the setting. Jair Santiago himself, one of the top scorers in the NVA, and when he's on, again, maybe the most difficult right side, arguably, in the league to slow down.
Yeah.
And then your middles today, Nick West. And no, not Shane Beamer. Beamer's going to get, at least for now, the start of the day off. We're going to see some Kevin Gear action. First time he'll play this weekend, the former Penn State product. And your liberos today, and man, what a year he has had. Dylan Shigakawa, who has been called into libero action, as Josh Eisenberg has not seen action this year, and hasn't missed a beat. Dylan has played arguably the best libero in the league.
He's been definitely consistent. He's just one of those well-rounded and dynamic guys that it's always funny. You talk about great players, played Moore Park Community College and then went to UCI to play club volleyball. Was he more than capable of playing high-level volleyball, arguably D1 in college? Absolutely. Chose to pursue academics at UC Irvine in Orange County, and, he's found his way back into the league, just consistently training for the last couple of years with a variety of teams whenever they need a player to step in. And this year he was able to finally commit to a team, and what a team to find yourself on. That's a big move.
It's like trying to go straight from the minors to the New York Yankees, and that is what he has pulled off. I'm a Mets fan, so that's a compliment for the Yankees. Taking a look here at the starting lineup for the Dallas Tornadoes. Middles today, Chike Oporum wearing number 13. Joseph Grosh wearing number 9. He made his debut for the Tornadoes yesterday in defeat. Sam Schildenberg, of course, will be wearing the off-color libero outfit today. Chase McKenzie will be one of the outsides. He made his season debut for the Tornadoes in yesterday's loss to Las Vegas. Peter Knoll, who had a good effort for Dallas, number 14, is out there as well. And of course, Felix Chapman, the big target, number 18, the former NAIA National Player of the Year. Getting the setting today, number 16, Francisco Arredondo. As we are underway here at the Pierce Sports Center, Ira Thor, Nick England joined, of course, with our partner Noah Chass, as the OC Stunners look to keep going the second longest winning streak in the NVA and the 2 longest winning streaks both in that National Coastal Division.
It's a great wrap-up and a great way to set the stage as we get underway. A nice point there for Dallas Tornadoes, earning first blood at 1-0.
Tough pass there by Jarvis. Nick West. Pot of coffee on the court.
Back-to-back middle kills for both teams, respectively. Chike answered back by Nick West. One of those fun little mini games, neither setter wanting their guy to be outdone.
Matt Hilling only makes it when the drone is flying through. So we'll look for the first time here at Felix Chapman. He's got 7 aces on the season, does Chapman. Oh, reach out and stuff someone. Peter Knoll.
Just absolutely gets a hold of that one from Joey Jarvis. Peter Knoll, beach partner to outside hitter Steve Roshitz, who's not here this weekend, doing a fantastic job with the read block. Sees exactly where that swing is going. Nice job by him.
Off the tape, Hilling. Ramirez able to pull this one back, and Santiago gets a chance to swing. Great job by the Stunners to make something out of it. And that one outside the antenna, Stunner side out.
Right there, the effort of Randy Ramirez keeping, that was an interesting pass. Hilling got caught inside as it hit the tape, passed both hands basically on his chest. Quite a dexterous move to keep that alive from him, but Ramirez using that outlet of Santiago brilliantly.
Good pass by Schuldenberg, backs it, allows Cano to swing away, but he makes back-to-back errors.
Yeah, that one goes wide. Well, he's definitely determined to be involved in the point scoring, whether it's for or against the Dallas Tornadoes right now. We'll see if there's a setback or if that means it's time for maybe a little bit of a pipe swing out of Felix Chapman to get the boys back involved.
Nick West again, 12 aces. That is second in the NBA, only behind Jordan Hoppe, who was not able to add to his total this weekend because he wasn't part of the action, missed both matches.
Yeah, he was putting that one on me for the weekend, it seems.
So basically, any aces you had count towards Jordan Hoppe.
He can go in his own.
See where, I'll take a look at the stats, see where Nick now stands in the ace column. Stutter step here for Joey Jarvis. Oh, miscommunication there between Chique and Felix.
And Jordan Hoppe is still, with missing this weekend, well in the lead in terms of the ace category in serving.
Yeah, he started the weekend and the next closest person was double digits behind him, so.
And that person was Nick West, or is Nick West right now with 12.
Joe Norman has 11 on the year for New Jersey, so those are only 3 players in double figures. It's not easy to pick up aces at this level, but triple blocks come in bunches if you're the OC Stunners.
Man, that is well formed, and that's what middle blocker coach extraordinaire Matt Prosser has been working on with these guys in training. Discipline, getting your hands over, and a well-formed block there from the boys up front for the Stunners.
Gear, Ramirez, Joey Jarvis teaming well. And here is Jair Santiago. And misses that one long. So here's Peter Canole. 5-5 early on here at the Pierce Sports Center. This is our third of 4 matches today. They will conclude at 6 o'clock when it's the Matadors against the Kraken. That will be the difference in the prediction standings in our pregame show. Joey Jarvis attacking there. Collected off the net by Grosh. Gear gets blocked back. Jarvis right well. Joey stops. From the back row, the tip by Chapman. Gear was there and then stumbles over Matt Hilling. No problem. And Jair Santiago unloads.
3 guys on the floor as a result of one play. Chapman lost his footing in order to not go over. Then you see Hilling goes down. Gear trips over him, but Jair Santiago, the trash collector, on the right side.
That Matador Kraken match. Nick, Matt, and Noah all took the Kraken. That would have been the sensible thing to do, but I am not a sensible individual. I'm going with the Inland Empire Matadors for an upset. You'll have to tune in at 6 p.m. to see, did I make a mistake? With the Tornadoes swinging away here, picking up a side out as they have evened it at 6 apiece. Nick's been chasing me all season in the standings. Is today the day that he overtakes me? Perhaps.
Today is the day.
Here's Kevin Gear to serve, and Joe Grosh answers. The former BYU product played 4 years for the Cougars through the 2017 season.
It's a big addition in the middle with the absence of Angel Rivera.
He's out of Danville, California's Grosh will serve. Matt Hilling swinging away. And Matt Hilling, they're saying no touch. I saw a touch. And the Stunners, yeah, there's no need to even challenge this. They do reverse the call.
Even in the middle back there, number 20, Chase McKenzie, saying that he touched it. That touch is actually not challengeable in the in the back of the court, but there was definitely multiple touches.
Yeah,
that one was not getting away without a call.
I saw at least one, perhaps two, and I'm glad we see eye to eye there. Felix Chapman, and he misses long unless there was a touch.
Touch was called, but overruled.
All right, so now we have back-to-back plays with little discussion points. Sam Schuldenberg pleading his case, the libero for this Tornado squad.
And
Coach,
it looked like from my angle, I did see maybe a slight graze of the shoulder they're looking for. I don't know if video evidence will be able to see it, though.
Again, not worth noting, you cannot challenge touches in the backcourt. Reason being, our cameras are set up to focus on the lines. So when guys have touches in the backcourt, you cannot guarantee that our cameras, since they're not on both sides, you don't necessarily know. And for that reason, it makes it an unchallengeable call. Only touches on the net are a challengeable call because we have two cameras set up there. So it guarantees us enough coverage. So there's your fun fact. While this gets resolved, we're going to hang on and sit tight. We're at 9-7. Dallas Tornadoes putting themselves in a decent spot so far. Definitely not out of reach of being in striking distance very, very early on.
So the officials get together, and they have determined that there was indeed a touch. Referee today, Joe Aguiar, Pat Bradley from NVA USA Instagram fame. He is our R2. Arena Smith is on the lines on the Stunner side of the court. Joe Aguiar.
So it's deemed no touch.
Or Robin Burton, I should say, is the R2 here. The line judge, too, I should say. I need a replay to get the officials right.
Yeah.
Over ball and one. Oh, that looked like it was in Nick West's wheelhouse, and as he was ready to feast out of nowhere came Francisco Arredondo.
Arredondo, physicality, saving the day. I think that surprised everyone.
Everybody. He
came
swooped
out
in
of
like
nowhere.
a hawk.
Yeah. Wow.
That's one of the rare times in life where Nick West will be the field mouse and Arredondo was the hawk.
Yep.
And that one will land in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that one's got a first-class ticket on the way.
How much first-class tickets cost right now? That was an expensive miss.
I enjoy that you think that I have ever flown first class in my life.
I have flown first class once, and I had to use miles that were about to expire, so it's like, why the heck not? Joey Jura's over ball, why the heck not?
Man, you just watch the technique there. He sees that coming over, the quick back hop, gets loaded, and just attacks into that. Well done by number 7.
Matt Hilling is your server. It is a 3-point lead now for the Stunners at 11-8. Canole, and that one is stuck through Weston Santiago. Not an easy task. So here is Felix Chapman serving for the second time.
Oh, moves the tape.
Off the tape. Santiago swinging away, and a big stuff as Chike Operum and Chase McKenzie team up. So Chapman with a chance to tie. Too long. So here's Nick West as Kevin Gear returns. Kevin Gear, 6'7", a native of Rochester, New York. He's played overseas as well.
Oh.
And that is off of the head or the shoulder.
Yeah.
By the attack by Chase McKenzie.
Wherever it hit it hard. He put some oomph behind that one. McKenzie struggled a little bit yesterday to get some stuff going, but right now we're seeing, we're calling his name a little bit, having some success.
So you think you want to play volleyball and you want to get your head and your shoulders and chest over the net. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. The more above the net you are, the more likely you are to get hit. There's plenty of guys out there that I can guarantee you it's not the best way to start your weekend on this fine Saturday afternoon.
Jair Santiago. Tomorrow's Father's Day. He will soon be a dad for the first time.
Puppy dad.
A free ball chance here. Joey Jarvis swinging away. Dug up by Schuldenberg. Great play for him. And then it's a 10-foot line violation by Felix Chapman.
Man, that one feels bad. When you have to tip the ball over and you get called for a back row attack, that's because of the location, little miscommunication, whatever it might be. That's where you want to just almost stand and free ball it over. Just get it alive, because you're not gaining advantage from it, is what I'm saying. So I wish it almost just stayed on the ground and set it over.
I agree.
But sometimes you don't realize it until you're already in the air, and that's where the miscommunication is seen.
And that long by Santiago.
Well, both of these teams with their big servers are definitely comfortable giving them the green lights here early on.
Here is Peter Knoll. He had 8 kills yesterday. Only 2 errors in the loss to the Ramblers. OC Stunners continue to roll here, though, not allowing the Tornadoes to score points consecutively, and that's why they have themselves a 3-point lead, 15-12. The Stunners yesterday were all over the Untouchables. Wasn't even a competitive match. 25-17, 18-21. Roll shot, Hilling was ready for that. They feed Santiago. Ooh. Oh, Schuldenberg ready for it. Chapman ready to help his teammate out. What a sequence for Dallas.
Bringing the thunder to the tornado. Chapman out of the back row, laying the hammer. Schuldenberg lipping that down the line. What a stab and a pickup for number 12.
That might be the best dig I've seen this weekend.
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
Schuldenberg. Absolutely, that's a defensive gem. They go to Hilling, and, well, once again, the Stunners have prevented Dallas from getting any momentum, and they take us to our tactical timeout here in Game 1. 16-13, OC on top. We'll be back for more. Back here courtside, Ira Thor, Nick England, and Noah Chast as we call the match between our partner Matt Prosser, who is, he's 4-1 now as a NVA head coach. He has proven he knows what he's doing. He's not just a pretty face talking about the sport. Felix Chapman hanging in the air, my goodness. Had to clear that with the FAA. I was thinking FCC, but that's just what controls you and I.
Yeah. I think it's the something aviation.
It's FAA, yeah. FCC is the ones that's going to pretty much take our mics away when this match is over. We are obscene, as was that serve. That's a big miss for the Tornadoes again. This is the issue they have. Making great highlight plays and not able to following that up with any sequential points. Not going to beat a team like the Stunners scoring 1 point at a time. Off the tape. Not a friendly bounce, though, for Randy Ramirez, who pats his chest, is like, my bad. So here is Francisco Arredondo, 6'3" setter out of Des Moines, Iowa. That is the capital of Iowa.
Played his college at Grandview with Felix Chapman. That's why they brought him in. They knew that Chapman is the workhorse here. They wanted a little bit of an upgrade in the setter location. So they gave Chapman the guy that had the most rapport with him. And seems like it's been working, but still a couple more kinks to work out.
Nick West with the quick side out. And here is Matt Hilling. Hilling has 6 aces on the season himself. Oh my goodness! Felix Chapman, thunder!
We might need to take a little time out here as we replace a couple floorboards.
I would think that connection with Arredondo is now working.
Yep, it's on like a light switch. Flipped upwards, that was lights out.
He will now serve after causing a seismic disruption. That is a diving save by Arredondo, but they're saying no pancake. And that's going to be a yellow card on Coach Quiones for Dallas, pulled out by our referee here, Joe Aguiar. Chapman tooling the block again. Kevin Gear, that's a very tough assignment.
All right, Stunners, they are not slowing the big man down effectively right now. The score is still in their favor, but the last thing you want is for that man to get warmed up.
You want to change the momentum real quickly, get Felix Chapman and get him on a roll.
Yep, tight pass.
Here's Jair Santiago, very capable of doing destruction himself. And he will drop back to serve. Seems like every time Jair has a big smash, he then immediately serves. I need to get him involved when he's not about to serve. But the Stunners have a very healthy lead right here in this first game. Big serve coming over on one, and Joey Jarvis delivers.
Man, the experience from Jarvis. He's just such a smooth operator. Enjoying the free plate of food from Jair Santiago. Just gets the easy overpass from the big man, number 15.
21-17, Stunners on top. Dallas gonna discuss. We'll be right back. Back here courtside, Jair Santiago going to look to continue this run for OC. Oh, he takes a little something off of that one. Knoll getting a chance to swing away.
That's a little bit more the physicality I wanted to see. He's such a tall guy. Get up there, take advantage, and take some high swings. Very well done by him.
You know, Cano doesn't show a lot of emotion out there. He's just very business-like, matter of fact. But
Yeah.
again, he's been a nice compliment for them on the right side. They go to Santiago. Oh, ping pong, no. Nearly, though. That was off Schuldenberg and then the chest of Chapman, but that would test everybody's reaction time.
Blocking sub coming in. Randy Ramirez pulled. Matt Hilling has hands. Shane Beamer's going to go into the left side blocking move. This is
nice
surely,
luxury to have. Gear, Beamer, and Hilling all front row at the same time.
Yeah, so that means that you can pretty much guarantee that Jair Santiago is going to be getting some action here.
Over on one. Great serve. And then Matt Hilling, sneaky.
Wow.
And look at that rise, smile.
Arguably the most well-rounded player in the league in terms of ability to just seamlessly go between positions. Right side, setter. He's played middle before for the NVA. I mean, played libero. He's done it all.
We talked about yesterday how Matt, in my opinion, is the most improved player in the league. It's not that he wasn't great last year. That one sails long. But there were so many weapons for OC's run last year that Matt was more of a role player. And when you have somebody like Matt Hilling not having to take a heavy workload, that shows just how stacked this Thunder squad is. This year, he's been called upon to actually be the guy in big moments and has delivered every single time.
Yeah, he really has. He got a lot of value out of that season over in Israel. By
the way, we do have a challenge here. I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, you're good.
As they are, I believe, going to challenge whether there was a touch. But Nick, continue with your insight.
Oh, I was just saying that he really gained a lot of experience over in Israel with the team that he was on. He was kind of the guy on that team, and while he's got plenty of experience on a variety of courts, learning how to be that leader and that guy on the court, I guess, it was a very good experience for him, and he brought that right back. So right now we're getting a good ball compression view, and that looks like that is in from what we're seeing, and it's not really honestly that close.
Yeah, that's in by a good 2/3 of the ball. What's that, about 8 inches or so? So the ball is in. The Tornadoes win the challenge, and they get the side out. They keep the challenge. Of course, if you're watching NVA 2022 for the first time, well, first of all, where the heck you been? And number two, we now have challenge system this year. First time we actually this week can be able to show you it integrated into the broadcast. And well, the replay doing its job. You get 3 challenges. If you win your challenge, you keep it. If you lose it, well, tough tomatoes. You still get 2 more. And then, of course, when you get to 5th set, you start over. Only 1 challenge, so use it wisely. It's like that allowance you got from your parents. If you were lucky enough to do so when you were a kid. Use it wisely. Here's Kevin Gear.
Ooh.
Felix Chapman, cross court, no. And game number 1 belongs to the OC Stunners, 25-19. They lead 1-0. Listen, the Tornadoes played well here in game number 1, but just too much OC, too much of the time. Game 2 coming up next here at the Pierce Sports Center. Stay with us, will you? Back here courtside, San Bernardino, California. San Bernardino County, California. That is east of Los Angeles, if you haven't ever joined us out here or aren't a fan of geography per se. He's Nick England. I'm Ira Thor. The OC Stunners 25-19 in game number 1. It was close early on, 8-7 in the early point and 16-13 at the midway point at our tactical timeout. But just too much Stunners from there, and not that the Tornadoes weren't in that match. They hit 52% in that first game, Nick. 62% for the Stunners, but what stood out for me, there were no forced errors by OC. The only true errors were on blocks by Dallas. Those are earned errors. I'm good with those. As Felix Chapman puts down another kill, that is his 5th in 10 swings. Chapman, though, that's the one thing we got to look at. He piles up kills, but the last few matches been trying to do so much. He's been piling up errors as well. 4 kills, 3 errors in game number 1.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on, but hopefully they can get him involved. But Nick West launches that one off the hands there of Chico Purim in the middle and a little one-on-one action.
Nick West now 3 kills in 3 opportunities. Matt Hilling, he's been pretty efficient as well. 3 for 3 on attack today. That is a perfect day to start us off, but he misses long here. I thought the ball clipped the line, and, well, Joey Aggie, our official, says, yes, sir.
Yeah, and you can always, whenever there's a little question on that, you can always take a look at the team. No argument there. Everyone was on the exact same page.
So that gives Matt Healing his 7th ace of the season. Leaves that one short. Just a compliment, by the way, of the defense of Sam Schuldenberg. Not only has he had highlight digs so far for Dallas, 80% passer. You don't want to be giving free balls away, and if you do, that's the outcome. As you see Joseph Garoche put one away.
Chico Purim has a variety of serves that, man, do they look easy when you're sitting here. But he just kind of moves them around, finds the right guys, and sometimes they really just connect.
The campfire right there is the Stunners drop it right in the middle of the Tornadoes. I had the first match off today, so I did something I've actually never done in the year plus I've been with the league, is I sat the entire first 2 sets on the bench of the New Jersey Freedom. I could do so because they had no bench players, so they were limited in personnel, and really got to not only see the actual pace that the ball is coming at you in real time, which we don't really appreciate sitting here on the sideline, but also hear a little bit more of the coach, Carlo Edger, the coach for the now 7-0 New Jersey squad, watching as every single play he is setting his guys up for the best possible situation. It's really enjoyable to kind of watch the little nuance that you just will not see unless you're here in person.
Yeah, there is a difference between the game, but, you know, you got a little bit of insight, and that's one of those things. We've got a bunch of great camera angles that show the game well, but, man, some of the speed really is lost with how fast the ball moves.
I also learned that John Cunningham may have the sweatiest forearms in the NVA. Complaints from his teammates as they were coming off.
Liberos that have sweaty platforms are unpopular people.
He is a tremendous libero, but my goodness, his teammates are ripping him.
What's funny is, Bill, for how sweaty I am, Rattray and Manoogian are both like 2x how sweaty I am. Oh, God, it's so bad.
Kevin Gear. Canola is there for the read. Oh, that is stuffed down. Santiago and Kevin in first gear.
Oh, it's so bad.
The other thing that I learned, by the way, sitting on the bench, do not give a high five to anybody as they come in for a timeout. Because I don't care who you are, everybody is soaked. I had to disinfect my hands.
It is. I mean, also, it's pretty humid in here. So once you get moving at all, it is toasty as a player in here. But honestly, I'd take that over a cold gym any day.
Yeah, no, I don't like cold gyms.
Ooh, what a pass.
In the middle, Hilling lays out, but that's a great spot for Chase McCarthy, who, well, he hasn't been as involved as he was yesterday, where he had 5 kills in 11 attempts, but that's his 5th swing of the day. Picked up his 3rd kill.
Yeah, McKenzie stepping in here in the absence of Steve Roschitz. Again, find yourself a defensive outside, someone that can kind of step in, fill that role, and help get Felix the ball.
He'll now serve the Studio City, California native, but he left that one short. What it tells me, though, is back in the day when I was playing, I clearly didn't try hard enough because I was never that sweaty.
Yeah, liquid effort.
I need to try harder if I can go back in time. Joey Jarvis, tried to be crafty.
I've realized with the player interactions, it's the safer move is to go with a fist bump.
Yes.
That way you avoid the palm-to-palm sweat interaction. It just saves everyone time and energy and towel use.
If we learned anything during the COVID era, fist bumps or elbow pokes. That's the way to go. I also learned in the last match, by the way, if you talk about food, Bill Lee will make it appear. So, just keep that in mind. We suddenly had fajitas just appear out of nowhere like it was magic.
I'm glad that you got that luxury. I was out there struggling to get through a match, but I'm glad you got to have a fun little experience there.
You didn't look like you were struggling. You looked like you were, in non-retirement form.
I was battling. There was some mental demons going on out there, but we got through the match.
Well, Ollie England was there enjoying the action. Matt Hilling, was that inside or outside the antenna?
Straight through it. Straight through it there, and Matt Hilling looks to their line ref and said, "What did she see?" And she goes, "That it was right through the antenna." He goes, "Okay, perfect." Arredondo getting a nice little run started here. See if he can extend for one more. Crawls it over.
The tape monster perfectly executed for the Tornadoes, who have now a 10-8 lead.
He paid the toll for the tape gate, and they got let through there.
That's 3 in a row for Dallas. Back set to Jair Santiago. Schuldenberg. And that's free balled over the reset. They go to Matt Hilling and misfires there again. This side of the antenna, showing a little bit of frustration, says Matt. And that's a 4-point run for the Tornadoes. How much longer does Coach Prosser allow them to fight through this? The Stunners have the ability to fight off any run.
I think one more. As long as they side out here, we won't see a timeout. If this one goes awry, then you can expect it. But too many guys ready to answer back without any assistance. Plenty of time left in this match.
And nice to see them keep going back to Hilling here and allow him to kind of work out his woes.
Yeah, the last set was a pretty low, quick set, and so Randy and Matt were chatting about that, and Randy wanted to fix that for him, show him, hey, man, I got your back. Gets a nice adjustment there and goes straight back to him.
And Ramirez will now drop back to serve. Little bit in front of a perm. West with the initial touch. That's run down by Shigekawa.
And he gets the next one, too.
As he was spinning off his feet, and then Santiago tooling the block.
Wow, Shigekawa putting in work. Picks up the short ball, stands up, turns around. One gets thrown over his head, turns, picks that one up, too. The man is a menace in the black and teal back there.
And after all this, the Stunners now with a chance to tie. Chapman with a deep roll. Hilling swinging away. Dug up by Canole. Dillon again is there for the OC. Oh, what a dig for McKenzie. Great rally between both of these teams. Jair Santiago the roll. Arredondo's there. Here's Canole. And he gets the sharp angle for the winner. What a point.
McKenzie with a heroic one-handed layout on the back line. That was a heck of a move from number 20.
And for teams with such explosive offensive players, to see defensive rallies like this and the liberos and back row outside shining is just phenomenal.
Totally agree with you, Noah. That was a fantastic effort from the entire court of players there.
Big serve from Chapman. Santiago swinging at the outside, and he tools the block. Yet another winner for Santiago. Jair has 6, and majority have come here in this second set. As Hilling serves. Hilling's gonna look for Joey Jarvis. Schuldenberg again is there. And Chapman gonna send this deep. One more time for Jarvis, and he got the touch. Joey Jarvis with the answer. 12-12, an entertaining second set here at the Pierce Sports Center.
I was going to say, I'm getting caught watching a little bit. This is just fun volleyball. I'm really enjoying watching these teams go at it.
Off
Big
the
serve.
tape. McCarthy, punishes that one. McKenzie, I should say. Chase McKenzie. That was not an easy angle either, as he was falling away from the outside slot.
He's also hitting at a 6'8" blocker in West and a 6'10" blocker in Santiago. That's the other thing that gets entirely lost, is you're not really aware of how tall all these guys are because they're kind of close in height. These guys are behemoths out there. That is a heck of a move.
Now McKenzie, he's only 6'3". Only
Yeah,
6'3".
only.
Roll shot by Chapman. A useful spot for Felix as he cracks a big smile. Look at all the weapons I have in my arsenal.
And you were talking about Chapman and Santiago as some of maybe the hardest hitting players in the league, and they certainly are. But McKenzie, he's got just some torque in his shoulder that is up there with some of the hardest swingers in the league.
If you're a smaller guy, you certainly have to if you're going to challenge some of these blocks.
That is collected. A Perham with the dig. Who said middles can't play defense? But a misfire from McKenzie.
I like the swing there. I really do, because I would feel disappointment if he freeballed that over just to keep it alive. But it's unfortunate that that one ended with the tape off of the defensive effort there of Chike Oporum.
So it's 14-13. Here's Nick West. That is saved by Jarvis, and he avoids colliding with everything. And he quickly gets back in blocking position. It doesn't matter. The damage by Grosh.
Man, he's been a lot of firepower in the middle. This Dallas team is very, very happy to have. That was a pretty awesome save by Jarvis, but just didn't matter.
And an ace for Canole. And that will take us to our technical timeout. Same score as we went to the technical in game number 1. However, a flip of the switch, as it's the Tornadoes that are in front. 16-13. Back for more in a moment. Back here courtside, Knoll to serve for the Tornadoes. Too long.
Technical timeout earns that point there for the OC Stunners. Stunners definitely at a bit at odds here. It didn't take a lip reader to know that the OC Stunners are less than pleased with the current on-court efforts of their squad. I don't know if it's aimed at anyone in particular or as a whole the team, but man, I gotta say, it feels like the Dallas Tornadoes are beating them.
Fire!
Jesus.
Get your hose!
That was one of the most insane serves I've ever seen.
Jair Santiago with an ace that looked like he was attacking from the right side. Just dirty, dirty, dirty.
I would not wish that on anybody. Watch for the off speed here to follow that up. Everyone's on their heels. Watch for him to go off speed.
Nearly at a foot fault as well, but, well, got the error following the probably the most vicious ace we've ever seen.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that's just a guaranteed point. As a passer, that's where you just say, we hope he doesn't do it twice because it doesn't get any, you know, it doesn't get harder than that.
Kevin Gear can't connect.
I like the idea, just barely missing the execution. Ramirez finding Gear.
Here's McKenzie trying to add on to the Tornado lead. Jair, that one curls wide, and the lead is now 19-15 for the Stunners, and they are going to make the change that I was thinking about in my head. When would you see Shane Beamer see some action? Kevin Gear is a very capable middle, but Beamer is the more experienced player of the two. See if that helps spark some momentum for OC. Santiago starts it off with a smash. You know, I don't know who hits the board with more pain, Jair Santiago or Felix Chapman. You know what? I don't want to find out.
Yeah, there's a lot of man behind both of those swings, and from my personal experience, Jair Santiago puts a little more on it. I have luckily had the pleasure of playing against and with Jair for the better part of 6 years now, and had the opportunity of squaring off against Chapman yesterday. If there's a ball I didn't want to get hit by, it's, well, besides both being the obvious answer, Jair Santiago. That serve was a great example of why, too.
Over on one. Knoll was thankfully ready for that if you're a Tornado fan. Hilling, little shot there. Chapman, boom, boom. And a quick reaction by Arredondo and sent over. First chance here for Beamer to swing. There's Chapman, and he slots it through.
Man, the creativity right there. You see Chapman take first ball, talks about a quick set to the pin, and Arredondo basically runs him on a 3-ball. It's just that flat quick, and they want to beat the set there, or beat the block there. Beamer's still heading out that way and not able to get it done. That's going to be a timeout. Stunners down by 5, 21-16. A brief timeout. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Back here courtside after an animated timeout for the OC Stunners, Matt Prosser was not pleased with the effort from his team. You heard it firsthand, Nick.
Yeah, he asked a very poignant question. He said, we won 25-17, Now I got to ask, what have they done different? Let me tell you, nothing. They've done nothing different. Making it very clear to his players that he is placing the blame and the responsibility on their lack of accountability on the court and the expectations of how they're supposed to perform. You know, it's some tough love, and I think that's kind of up for each team to determine how they respond, and we'll see it here now as it unfolds to see if Stunners can answer back.
We'll see if the pep talk from Coach Prosser gets the job done. Santiago cross court, he got that to go. I'll tell you what though, I mean, that's right. I mean, what happened in game 1 is the OC Stunners played to win. And then in game 2, they've been playing as if they expect to win, but without putting in the effort that they did to win. Can't play that way.
You definitely can't. And this Tornadoes team has continued evolving. They're playing well. McKenzie's passing very well. Canola with a back row attack. Right foot sneaking up on that line. I like the set. I like the spread. Just barely missing the execution.
And the Stunners have scored 3 in a row since Matt Prosser gave them the riot act. And here is Shane Beamer. Chapman, I don't think Beamer's gonna get there, no, and a Felix Chapman winner gives Dallas a much needed side out.
But not for lack of effort. I mean, that's the kind of things that need to change. Beamer showing the rest of his guys, like, I'm not gonna let that hit the ground without giving it everything I've got, and I like to see that.
8th kill for Chapman. Here's Arredondo to serve. Matt Hilling, and that roll attempt was well read by Peter Canole and Chico Perham. Wasn't a resounding block, but they got just enough to allow it to change direction and make it uncoverable. Back set Santiago, Arredondo's there. Little bit off the mark, Felix too long.
Man, I hate that swing. Schuldenberg, there was a lot of spin there that he was trying to kind of help that one out with his platform, but so it wasn't where Chapman wanted it, and I just like to see him do a little more to keep that alive and give the blockers on Tornadoes a chance.
Now down 3, here's Ramirez to serve. That's gonna stay on the court after the dig and run down by Hilling. And that is wide. Dallas is claiming there's a touch. I did not see one.
Nope.
Shigakawa, what a dig for him on that line.
And Chapman looked at his teammates and said, no, there was no touch. I missed that one, guys.
Yeah, big dig there for Shigakawa.
23-21. That was a tough serve and a double. Schuldenberg was basically running off the back of the court, and then a rare double call here. And now, well, Randy Ramirez with a chance to tie. 23-22, and Dallas gonna try to ice the Stunners server. Quick timeout for us. Back for more Game 2 here at the Pierce Sports Center. Randy Ramirez, can he tie this one up? And that will go to the side of the Tornadoes as Peter Knoll ensures that the Tornadoes will have at least 2 set points.
And that is a special kind of trust. Going to Peter Knoll, you got Felix Chapman on the backside, and you set Knoll into the double block of Santiago and West, but he gets the job done.
Chapman is capable of serving some gas, but that one off the court. And another timeout for Dallas. So Coach Quiones going to use everything in his arsenal, try to ice Matt Hilling and company as he did with Randy Ramirez. Final timeout for us here in game 2. Back in a minute. Matt Hilling serving to try to tie it up. Set point number 2 for Dallas. Oh, reach out and stuff someone! Jair Santiago shutting the window. And we are tied at 24. Now a new set here. Hilling trying to put his team on top off the tape. Little bit tight. Knoll came well under that one, but no interference on the play. Chapman for the back row. And they're saying long. I thought that clipped the back line, Nick.
I thought that was in.
And Dallas is going to challenge in or out. I think that's a pretty good decision here from Coach Quiones.
I saw that in.
I did too. And the
now
Stunners are being tight-lipped here.
Yeah, my favorite game now, I start reading everyone's lips because I know how we talked about them. We're all very, hush-hush, and like you give them looks of, hey, what'd you see? So you chat right now, see who's seeing what.
In real time, I also thought it was in, and just going back and watching the stream, it looks like it's well in.
Yeah.
Smart challenge.
So we all over here on the broadcast have YouTube streams on our phone with about a 10-second delay, so we can always go back and watch. We're getting it there, and
looking at the replay is watch this and slow it down.
Oh yeah, that's
that's not even. I mean,
yeah,
that's the whole ball's in.
Yeah, the whole ball's in.
Excellent challenge here for the Tornadoes. And that is yet another kill for Felix Chapman, even if he needs a little help from our technology. That's kill number 9. And that will give the Tornadoes a 25. Is it 25-24? Or is that tied at 25? 25-24. And they had to adjust the scoreboard.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, that short-term memory of mine is continuing to be an issue.
We got so excited about the challenge.
Well, we'll give the Tornadoes set point number 3. And Chike Opurum, he's your server. Do the Stunners have another tie in them? Pass by Joey Jarvis. Santiago says, play on, everybody.
Ramirez quickly identifying the blocking mismatch of number 20 on the backside. McKenzie's not up to the task of slowing down the big man. So Jair Santiago, the obvious choice. I would not be surprised to see Ramirez ride the backside set to try and get Stunners through with a win here in set number 2.
I would just keep feeding Jair. He's a hot hand. 9 kills right now. We're tied yet again. Oh, Felix Chapman scorching the earth.
Dang, that was a swing. That looked like almost a full-blown front row attack with the amount of pressure he put on that one.
One of those back row one balls.
Yeah.
26-25, set point number 4 for the purple. They go to Joey Jarvis. Schuldenberg got a part of it. That's going to carry him off of the ceiling. Cano gets it over. Oh, Chikakawa lays out. Ramirez is there, and the ball's coming my way. The Dallas Tornadoes stave off multiple opportunities here, and they prevail in game 2, 27-25. We are even at 1 set apiece. We're going to take a break, take a breath, come back for game number 3 here at the Pierce Sports Center on NVA USA. Game 3 begins with a service error for the OC Stunners. And, well, one thing that stood out for sure is the team's piled up attack errors in game Number 2, 5 for the OC Stunners, 4 for the Tornadoes, as both teams' hitting percentages dipped well below 40% in that second set. Dallas, well, they willed that one out and take me down to Rejection City. Peter Canole and Chike Operum.
Dylan Emery just got looked at and told, I think, go ahead and warm up, get moving.
2-0 lead. Nick West. Schuldenberg just wasn't ready for that one, and Nick West able to get a
Unfortunately,
kill.
You know who was ready? Was McKenzie sitting there. Had a perfect read, platform out as an outside. Your favorite unfortunate thing. There's not a lot to do when your libero gets that read. Runs right in front of you.
Matt Hilling with the ace.
There are fewer scary things in this league than an angry Matt Hilling for 2 reasons. One, he is going to let his teammates know if they're not performing up to snuff. Secondly, he is a guy that steps up in tough situations. He knows how to win, and you're seeing that in full effect right now.
3 aces in a match, 2 in a row for Matt Hilling.
Yeah.
He is possessed.
Yep. Punch a ticket to the Matt Hilling show, because he does not go down easy, and he's going to let everyone know, just get on my back. I'm ready to go, boys. So we'll see how he continues this pressure.
Well, he said he's capable of putting this team on his back. Left it short there. Felix Chapman, his turn. 10 kills, but 5 attack errors. I don't like that ratio. Good pass by Shigekawa, and Nick West capitalizes.
That was a nice little easy pass there. Not an easy serve, but Shigekawa getting behind it, keeping it between his shoulders, just put Stunners right back in system.
Here's Nick West. His squad up 1. Game number 3. That's a carom off of the sky for a kill for Nick West. Or an ace, I should say, for Nick West. His 13th of the season.
And you can see the overall pressure from the service line from the Stunners. It feels like night and day what you're watching right now. This many aces, man, Tornadoes, start praying and hoping that you can put your helmet on and get through this, because this is really hard to overcome.
And he misses that one wide, but an angry Stunner. Well, better watch out. Angry Stunners are productive Stunners.
Feels like out of the last 5 points, the Stunners were just playing all by themselves. That's 3 aces, 2 missed serves. There weren't really even points to watch.
Must be frustrating to come all the way back like they did in game number 2 and see it slip away. Free ball, Peter Canole all over it. Joey Jarvis saying to Coach Prosser, hey, that's my fault, but doing it in his best Canadian accent. And that's left short. Here's Jair Santiago. Felix Chapman from the back row adding to his totals.
He just keeps tilting forwards more and more until he's just leaning all in on that back row attack.
So you're basically saying he has to work in his posture.
Yeah. The scene from Top Gun, I was inverted. Still haven't seen number 2 or the new one.
I have not. In fact, I got to go back and watch number 1 because I haven't seen it since the early 90s. Me and Bill are going to go have a Top Gun. We're going to have a night out in town,
Here's a fun one for you. The body double that played for Tom Cruise.
That was you?
No, but his brother was a coach at our high school, and he's a San Diego club volleyball coach. I believe Steve Bird is his name. I know Mike Bird is the one that I worked with at school. But so he was the body double out there for Tom Cruise when he wasn't all taped up in jean shorts playing the actual volleyball out there.
Joey Jarvis is a Maverick right now. That was the 4th ace of the set for the Stunners, but a quick answer for the Tornadoes. And here is McCarthy. McKenzie. I keep calling him McCarthy.
Yep.
Looks like a collegiate player from the East Coast who I have called matches for. McCarthy stuck in my head. Shane Beamer with the tip. And that's Knoll swinging away, but I mean, that was a desperation play for Dallas. And Shane Beamer will get a chance to serve it away.
Nice pass by Schuldenberg, and connection to the middle is established. Number 9, Joseph Grosch getting it done. He's been contributing steadily, but the serving pressure from the Stunners has made it hard to get the pass to get him involved.
So Grosch with the kill, he'll go back to serve. Look at this headline. Santiago swinging away too much.
Grosch targets hand pass.
And Nick West with the quick answer for the Stunners. And here's Randy Ramirez, your server. Good pass by Chapman. Oh, but a miscommunication, and Felix Chapman, well, tried to kick save it, but not a Butte. And that was a misfire between Arredondo, and I don't know if the intended receiver there was Chique or Felix.
I don't know. I think it was just a little high set to the middle. Definitely would have been a higher set to the outside if that's what was intended.
So a mistake there makes it 11-9 OC. Here's Felix, and off the high hands of West and Santiago into no man's land.
Yep, Matt Hilling saw the elbow drop there, which is indicative of a tip or roll shot over the top. Makes a good commit move there. Unfortunately, that one just, funnels along the net there and no one home. Just like you said, zone 4 there can definitely become no man's land in a lot of instances. So good point for the Tornadoes.
Arredondo, your server, to try to tie it. They go to Hilling for the killing.
That was a great swing into the angle. They served him short, hoping to create a little bit of a log jam, but a nice pass from Hilling opens up an easy set over the shoulder for number 27, Ramirez.
Matt Hilling picks up his 6th kill of this one, but too long there as the Stunners now back to a 1-point lead.
This is anyone's game. Both teams continuing to apply pressure cross net.
Here's Felix Chapman. They go to Joey Jarvis. Schuldenberg for the dig. Chapman, sneaky. Right in front of the lunging Ramirez.
Ramirez got pump faked a little bit there. He saw Santiago throw a hand. He thought he was going to get a hold of it, but whether it was a miss or a decision not to, that's going to tie us up. And Chapman, noticeably here, has gone to a float serve to improve some consistency and give his guys a chance to play.
Ramirez is able to save that one, and then Shigakawa comes and cleans it up. Knoll, and that draws Joey Jarvis into the net as he sticks his hand in the air. Was like, yep, that was me.
Jarvis has kind of switched the switch on to try and keep mood and morale high, because it feels like this Centers team is getting a couple plays not going their way. That is going to cause some aggravation.
Oh, Nick West turning on the lights. Nick West after his most resounding kill of this one. Nearly an over ball. Chique is there to clean it up. And Santiago frees it over. They go to Chapman, read well by Nick West. So Santiago, dropping bombs. 14-13, OC back on top after Dallas had tied it up. And Nick West, man, if he could unleash some fury here. Here's West. Nick West with the dig, and then Chiquio Perham says, thank you very much.
It's funny, all weekend long we've been seeing middles happy to take that one with their hands to reset the play, because when it's that high over the net, it can be very difficult to time well. And Perham does a nice job there, a quick redirect, and that's a critical point, tying us up at 14 apiece.
Yeah, not trying to do too much with it. Chikawa runs that one down. Hilling again from the back row this time. (15-14) OC, clinging to a 1-point lead, and Jair Santiago in game number 2 unleashed the most vicious ace that we can ever recall, and well, he will serve here and pull the Stunners into the lead at the technical timeout. No, in fact, we are tied now at 15 all as Chase delivers. So here is Knoll. Joey Jarvis changes direction. Joust at the net, blocked back. Oh, that was a little gross. And that will be off of the ceiling after a stunner touch, and the Tornadoes have the lead as we have our official timeout. Game number 3, 16-15, Tornadoes on top, more to come. Back here courtside, big serve for Dallas. Joey Jarvis with the misfire. He immediately puts his hands in the air for the replay. He thought that there was I think a net violation. And we will see what Patrick Bradley and company need to review.
And they're challenging the touch, and Joey Jarvis said he heard the tornado blocker scream or yell touch to his teammates on his way down from the block. So that's why he immediately looked at Coach Nick and said, hey, challenge that. Not Coach Nick, Coach Matt. Sorry.
I liked it. I wasn't
right
even
at you.
going to fix it because I just wanted, Coach Nick.
He went to
I
Coach
mean-
Matt Prosser, not Coach Nick.
There could be some gamesmanship there. They could have yelled touch to make him waste the challenge. No. As we take a look here at the replay, was there a touch?
And Ira, maybe you were right. There might have been some gamesmanship there because from what I'm seeing, I don't in the replay see a touch unless it was a graze of the finger. I don't know if you're seeing it differently.
I'm watching
from
it
I
in
am.
slow motion here, and I'm see if we can stop it right there. Is the finger bent back? Yes. Look at the ring finger on the left hand.
Okay.
And that is indeed a touch. You see the finger bend back. And, well, the officials don't see what I see. I saw the ring finger bend back there. I thought that was indeed a touch.
Wait a minute. It's a clear touch. The ring finger on his left hand. It's not a touch on the ring finger.
And I think that was a miss there on the replay. I mean, obviously you have to have conclusive evidence, but that ring finger moves. To me, that is a miss there on the replay. And Nick has left the building. I can't explain exactly what would have caused that, but he will return at some point. Here's Joey Jarvis. And that is left short by McKenzie. I don't know, what'd you see?
Looking back at that replay, it did look like the pinky or the ring finger did go back by a frame. So maybe they felt it was not enough to overturn not irrefutable evidence. But I agree with you and Coach Matt Prosser. I thought there was a touch there.
Nearly an ace. This will be flicked over by Chapman. Chance for the Stunners. Matt Hilling. Canole gets a hand on it. And then run down. Oh, broken play here. Now Dallas looking to counter. And they do. Chase McKenzie with authority. 18-16. Dallas is in lead. Looking for an upset here on day 2.
And before that challenge during the timeout, Coach Prosser told his team, hey, Dallas stepped up. Now it's our turn. So paying a little more respect to
How about
respect
paying
to that
attention to
swing.
Matt Hilling as he buries that one. And that will draw the Stunners back within 1 for Shane Beamer. Here's Beamer. Too short. Grosh to serve. They go to Hilling. What a save here for a sprawled out Grosh, but it won't stay on the court, and a kill for Hilling. And one more time, a side out for the Stunners. They will do some serious court maintenance as Grosh slid a country mile. Now Nick is back with us, so hello again. Was it something I said?
Yeah. You had me all worked up. I was having to recenter myself.
You go to Felix. He was a little bit early for that one. Doesn't matter when you're 6'8" and can do bad things.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of times when a pass is close to the outside hitter or the right side, whatever pin you favor, the setters will tend to speed up the set and the tempo to that pin. So right there, that's where you see Felix Chapman on that really quick style speed. Makes it a lot easier to hit.
Off the mark there. It's going to come over. Cano, wow, lucky for the stunners that Santiago and West were ready. And then Chapman, that one is long. Was there a touch? The officials say no. And that, one more time, the stunners go away now.
Lucky
Dallas is allowing them to hang around.
Jair Santiago just finding a quick punch there was a lucky break to extend that rally.
Hilling trying to tie it at 20. And Hilling is disappointed that he didn't get a good touch there. We apologize for the colorful language.
If that came through, yeah. Sorry about that.
Side out where the Tornadoes up 2. Chapman, your server. Jair Santiago, oh my goodness. Peeling rubber.
It's not a man you can leave that much angle to, my goodness.
Here's Nick West. Great serve. Felix Chapman laying out. And McKenzie will dump this over. Again, the stunners with another chance to tie. Beamer, oh, great dig by Schuldenberg. Chapman, oh, he hits it so hard off of the block and out the back door. Not too many people can pull that off. And that will be a timeout for the Stunners at 22-20. Nick, they've been right there.
Yeah.
What, that 4 or 5 chances now? I'm lost count to try to tie this up. And each time the Stunners are able to eliminate back-to-back points for the Stunners.
Yeah, they've got their backs against the wall, though. They're going to have a quick chat here during this timeout. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey, we're back here. Jair Santiago off the timeout. I don't know, does Chique get there? Wow, what a defensive play for Dallas. Chapman and Operum. But it doesn't matter. That is just, I don't even have words to describe what we just saw.
Grosh.
Santiago hits it off of Grosh, straight down as he dives, hit him in the back, off the ceiling. For a kill for Santiago.
Sell out for the team, number 9. If there is no ceiling, that's a legitimate up.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that in my life. Jair Santiago is just a highlight freaking machine today. But don't forget about Felix Chapman. He's got a lot in that arm.
Man, these teams are just throwing haymaker after haymaker. No one wanting to lay it down, and a 2-point lead with Peter Canole. Right now, there's the smallest front row for the Tornadoes. They've got to try to get through this rotation with Canole and Chapman back row.
What has gotten into Jair Santiago today? He's playing at another level even for him. They go to Joey, and Joey delivers. Big side out here for the Stunners. Again, will this now be, I guess, the 6th try for them to try it up?
They need a real point. They've got to earn a real point right now, meaning that they hold on to it with a serve.
No touch. And indeed, the Stunners tie it up, 23 apiece.
That missed by a fraction, but a no touch is no touch. Tied up at 23, and this is where Stunners get scary.
As Matt will say, this is the business end of the set, and that is a business stuff. Hilling, Beamer, Ramirez, good business for OC. They have stormed back 3 in a row, and they now lead 24-23. Set point coming up when we come right back.
All right, all eyes right now on Felix Chapman. You guarantee he's getting this set.
And you were correct, and there we go. For the first time this year, we have a ball literally land in the 2nd level of the Pierce Sports Center, taking out Caesar, our director. He is gone.
The last one we saw go upper deck was Travis O'Gorman, Event 2. Hit one off of someone's head and sent it up there. That is the true mark of when you go upper deck, you put enough power. But man, I hate that miss serve.
That is a costly miss because this now gives a 2nd set point to the Stunners after Chapman with a resounding kill. Here is Shane Beamer trying to win this in extra points. They go to Felix, and he delivers. Who else do you call in that situation?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a tough situation to be in. I'm almost surprised there's not a blocking swap right there, putting Hilling on the right with Randy Ramirez. Randy, the smallest front row player for the Stunners. Not only is Felix Chapman the obvious set selection, but man, he is so much bigger than Ramirez there. He went completely over the top of the block with that swing.
Gross your server. Oh, sneaky, sneaky Randy Ramirez pulling off the ollie.
Wow, you really got Joey Jarvis saying thank you, thank you. He gave him a little heart attack, but a heads-up play as Ramirez coming across that front line.
The dump by Ramirez, who will serve for the set. They go to Chapman. Who else? Triple block, brought back by Arredondo and company, and sent over. That might have been out.
Yeah.
But Hilling with the swing. What a dig by Schuldenberg. Chapman.
Oh my
bombs.
gosh.
Big boy volleyball, as Ivan Marquez, the former EIVA commissioner, would say. Get your popcorn ready. We will play on at 26-all.
Sam Schuldenberg lipped a massive swing from Matt Hilling.
Arredondo will not serve it over. A little bit of gamesmanship from the Stunner bench.
You've got 2 missed serves. If you're battling this hard and you're missing those float serves, it's inexcusable.
Set point number 3. Matt Hilling serving. Big serve, and the ace to seal it. What a 3rd set, a treat here in San Bernardino. And after all of that, Man, both these teams deserve to win that game, but only one can. And the Stunners survive 28-26. They lead this match 2-1, but that is our second straight game to go the distance and then some. Fourth set coming up. Nick and I and Noah will be back to bring you much more.
And the Stunners lucky to kind of get out of that one with a few service aces, especially as Felix Chapman started to get hot. And Nick West, the tremendous blocker I talked about before the game, giving him the ultimate sign of respect, telling his coach, you know, he's hitting over me, under me, deep cross line. He's hitting really everywhere. And after one of his teammates got a block, he screamed off the bench, finally, we got one. So definitely excited that they're getting finally block touches on Chapman to slow him down. And on the Tornado side, they said, let's do it again. We're right there. We just need to close. So let's put everything we had out in that last set and do it again, but finish strong with our serving.
Thanks for that, Noah. And, you know, listen, the Stunners, the Tornadoes, I mean, you talk about leaving everything out there on the court. That's what you saw there in Game 3. That is about as well played back and forth of a set you're ever going to see at this level. And well, we start this one off with the Stunners getting a smash from Nick. Not Nick England. He had plenty of those earlier today. This is Nick West.
Hopefully, you know, the Tornadoes are able to continue weathering the Stunners storm to continue such great volleyball.
Knoll tries to pop it off the block, comes over for a Purim. Hilling, that one will stay in play. Oh, a crafty shot there by Felix off the inside of the block. Taking a look at the numbers through 3 sets and, lost in the sauce here. Felix Chapman, another 20-kill effort, and we've played only 3. We got to do at least one more. That's 21 for him. That's Nick West answering. Nick West now in double figures with 10 kills. He and Santiago have combined for 22, but Felix Chapman, if this goes 5,
he's right on track to try and maybe beat his record.
yeah, he might go for his own. And the difference is he's had some help this time. Knoll's got 6 kills. Grosh has been involved, 5 kills in 7 swings. 7 kills from Chase McKenzie. So, unlike the last time, Felix Chapman doesn't have to ride this horse alone. Joey Jarvis with a crafty play. So a side out for Nick West and company. And this is our 3rd match today. We've got one more in store. It'll be the Matadors and the Kraken. Be me and Coach Matt Prosser. Here's Nick West. That is blocked back by the Stunners. And marking assist in a column for Chapman as he sets up Knoll.
This is so much more in line with what I was saying. I want to see Knoll being a more reliable offensive threat. And I don't need him to carry the same load that Chapman's carrying, but contributing regularly here, doing a nice job blocking. This is the kind of efforts that the team needs to see. Unfortunately, a little bit of a jinx there, but good adjustments all the same.
Santiago's had himself a day. That's going to come over on 1, and then Shane Beamer, I don't know if it's exactly what he was aiming for, but he'll take the outcome.
Yeah, I don't think that was quite the contact he was hoping for, but he'll take it.
Jair Santiago will continue to serve. Chapman, well, collected by Ramirez, and Joey Jarvis with a useful spot.
Shiggy Cowell read that one like a book. Good play by Ramirez to pull it out of the net. And the wily Joey Jarvis finds that one in a kill in zone 2.
That steals kill number 23 from Felix Chapman. And it gives Santiago and company a 6-3 lead as they seek their 5th win in a row. And the run ends there. Here is McKenzie. Jarvis swinging away, and he delivers.
Takes that one angle, but outside the right hand there of Arredondo. That is definitely a difficult swing to hit, but a good recognition there from Jarvis where the set will cross in front of him. It's a good ball and a good tempo there from Ramirez.
Hanging in the air, Felix. My goodness. Somebody give him his own flight pattern. $23 for Felix Chapman as he continues to pile up numbers. And well, this is on top of what he did yesterday in a loss against the Las Vegas Ramblers when he had 23. So he has done it in consecutive days.
That is impressive.
I mean, he's the MVP of the league right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is playing like the most consistent, just man on fire. He just needs a couple more pieces around him to consistently step up. And Dallas Tornadoes looking leaps and bounds better than they did last season.
Well, think about this, right? Dallas right now is in playoff position.
Yep.
You take Felix Chapman out of the conversation, and they might be winless.
Yeah, it is possible.
If that's not an MVP, I don't know what is. Of course, that Chapman had 19 kills. His last event, or last match of event 3, that was against Seattle. And by the way, that was in just 3 and a very slim part of game 4 before he had to peace out and catch a flight. Would have had close to 25, 26 that day as well. That's run down by Jarvis. Matt Hilling, big swing, but bigger dig for Schuldenberg. And Arredondo stays with it. Broken play comes back. This time they go to Canole, and he slips it through.
I saw 1, if not 2, missed nets there. Dallas Tornadoes. That one's aired out. It's going to be Hilling on the out-of-system ball.
Ooh, that was a tough one off McKenzie's upper chest. That's blocked back. Oh, and Matt Hilling with the killing.
Nice pass.
And Chike Operum misfires there, and that pushes the lead for the Stunners to their largest here in this 4th set, 11-6. As you would imagine, Chapman's been in double figures in every match that he has played this year. In fact, you know, other than the match against the Freedom where they fell in 3 and he had 14 kills, and the easy win they had over against the Matadors where he had 11 kills, every other match has been obscene. Not that 11-13 or 11-14 or something to sneeze at, but this is now his 4th effort of at least 20 kills this season.
And I don't think they're stopping anytime soon.
No. Next kill for him will be his 2nd highest total of the year, but nothing will ever be more than the 36 outcome. Matt Hilling adding to his own totals. He's having a day. That's 12 kills for him to go on top of 4 aces. And we are going to have a challenge here for Dallas, whether that was in or out, it looks like.
I like the challenge right away. Whether or not it was in or out, it's tough to see through the ball here. That looked out to me. At least enough that at this point, down 2 sets to 1 with challenges to give, they can't afford to be down 12-7 this early on. So I think it's a good challenge. We'll see. The ball, at the very least, looked like it's on the outside of the court. Whether or not... Nope, that is in. That is definitely in.
Right down the line, you see the camera angle. We're going to get an alternate angle here just for giggles.
Wow, what a great look at that.
Yeah, that's not even close.
That's in 100%.
Coach Keonis comes over to get a glimpse at what we're seeing live. Oh, that was in. You're good. Good challenge, Coach. Yes, he's celebrating here on the sideline as we have given him the all-clear sign. Even before our official Patrick Bradley can relay the official signal here. I mean, this is no different than like if we're in an NFL stadium and the coach is watching the replay up on the Jumbotron.
Yep.
You know before you get the official word from the replay booth.
Oh, remember this date and time. That is a rarity that you beat Nick West on the block hands and get him out of bounds there. That is very, very frequently just going straight down.
Chico Perman to try to draw the Tornadoes closer. That's a costly miss.
I'm enjoying watching these guys see who can serve the shortest float serve in the net. So far, Randy Ramirez winning as he almost put one under the net there, the previous serve, but both these teams kind of feel like they're giving it away with the amount of missed serves. Clean that up, see if you can put a little run together off the back.
So here's Nick West trying to add to his ace total. Good pass by Scholdenberg. And Felix Chapman continuing to do bad things.
It's a big swing right there, and it's not for lack of hands in front of him. There's plenty of respect from the side of the Stunners, but the offensive capabilities of number 18 are simply too much.
As one fan says in the chat, Felix Chapman is a one-man wrecking crew, and you, sir, are correct. However, that serve is missed. The Stunners will get the side out because Dallas, again, can't string together consecutive points. And we look at another one-man wrecking crew, and that's Jair Santiago. When he wants to hurt you, he will. They go to Chapman. Oh, Joey Jarvis says, not this time, buddy. Big stuff from Joey Jarvis. And Santiago with a 15-9 lead. 6-point edge. The Stunners looking for more. And free ball over here. Chance for the Stunners. And Matt Healing, my goodness, he just continues to elevate when necessary as he is helping propel the Stunners to a potential 4-set win. Tactical timeout has been reached here in our 4th set. Much more to come here at the Pierce Sports Center. So big lead here for the Stunners after the tactical timeout, which will maybe allow Dallas to reset what they need to do out here to stay competitive in this match. Too long by Jair, who took a deep breath. I think he thought that was in. And Matt Prosser came out here to talk to Patrick Bradley for a moment. But
I think he was checking how many challenges he had. I don't know that he was necessarily trying to challenge that one, but he wanted to make sure what resources he had there.
Good thought. What, Cano, what a play to bring that back. And then that's just dirty. Randy Ramirez, after that effort by Cano.
The tap block to reset it on the net sends it right back into the court. That is true setter court vision right there.
That is a complete lack of empathy. A lot of credit there. Peter Knoll laying out diving straight into our signage here courtside, which, by the way, it gives. Unlike when we used to have an LED board last year, and while it was awesome to look at, not the most awesome to dive into.
Yeah, that claimed more than one player. Definitely caused some pain.
That certainly left some imprints, LED in your left arm. As that's put away by Dallas, they'll get a side out. If you dove into that last year, Nick, you would still glow in the dark. Joseph Grosh, your server for the Tornadoes. Shigakawa cannot run that down. Dallas gets in the ace business. Even with a loss today, the Dallas Tornadoes, if they do not come back, will still be very much alive for the postseason. Big dig there by McKenzie. Cano swinging away. Joey Jarvis with some ups. Chapman can't bring it back. Point Stunners.
So really quick here, we see, just to address this, Taryn Rodriguez, the comment of even if Dallas loses, they still have a good chance to make the playoffs, especially if Kraken loses to Matadors. Actually, in my opinion, they want the Kraken to beat the Matadors, because at that point, if you don't get the first seed in your division, which the Utah has now moved into in the American Central Conference, sorry, I said division, conference, American Central Conference, then you want Matadors and the Southern Exposure teams to continue losing so that their records are bad enough that the Dallas Tornadoes and Colorado Kraken will grab those two at-large bids on the side of the American division. So it's kind of a little counterintuitive, but because the at-large bids are split between the next 4 teams, you just want some teams to keep having bad records and no one to get closer to you. So in my opinion, Tornadoes are definitely rooting for themselves here and the Kraken in the match to follow. But I think that Kraken versus Matadors match is definitely going to be a nail-biter and should be a good one, with the Kraken squad trending upwards, but also seeing bits of brilliance from the Matadors. They've just got to see if they can put it all together.
I'm the only one to take the Matadors in the pregame today, so all the pressure's on me. You, Matt, and Noah, of course, selected the Kraken. Listen, the Kraken can play. They have shown that. They nearly shocked the Ramblers. Our third event of the season took them to 5, and they were winning 2-1. It took a comeback from Vegas to stave off what would have been one of the biggest upsets in NVA history. But yeah, again, you talked about the playoff situation in the American Conference. Ramblers, I believe, have clinched the Coastal.
Yeah.
At 6-2 overall, as Southern Exposure cannot
Ramblers
catch them.
are 7-1.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what's going on there with the. That's wrong there on the. We have an error on the website. Yeah, Ramblers are 7-1, so they have clinched the American Coastal. Stingers are 4-3. Tornadoes, unless they come back, will fall at least 1.5 games behind the Stingers in the American Central, but they'll still have at least a game lead over the Kraken in the standings and over the Exposure. All they got to do is beat out one of those 2 teams and they're in.
Yep, that's all it takes.
As one of our 2 wild cards, aka at-large bids, as that replay is won by the Stunners. Felix Chapman, kill numero 25. That's his second highest total of his NVA career, and it ties the second highest total in the league this year. Chapman had 36, of course, that's the all-time record. Ian Kapp for Team Freedom had 25 earlier this season.
Man, the more I look at that hole, the standings concept, there's a lot of strategy and discussions, though. That's a really good point. I'm rereading and still processing. As late as it's going to go in terms of figuring out seedings, it's kind of who do you have faith to sneak a win off of, who's got the better schedule. That's a really just all-around interesting point.
Yeah, great content there. Taryn Rodriguez, certainly very active in a lot of our broadcast chats. We got to give you a shout-out, sir. And I'll tell you what, I mean, our fans are knowledgeable. They know their stuff, and it makes for a very interesting final 2 events of the season as Jair Santiago all smiles. 21-14. The lead for the Stunners is 7. And this will be a timeout for the Tornadoes. Last chance for Dallas to find some answers. More to come here from the Pierce Sports Center. Matt Hilling trying to get the Stunners closer to the finish line. Felix Chapman adding to his monstrous totals. That is 26 for him. He's gonna need, another 10 of those if Dallas has any chance. Ramirez going back to Santiago. Why not? Chico Perm there, however. And Felix able to get the touch, the runner. That's 27. How high can you count? Calculus to figure out the kills. Nick West will serve. It's 22-16. Schuldenberg ready for it. They go to Knoll. That's read well by the Stunners. Joey Jarvis, his opportunity. Oh my goodness. Joey Jarvis with the rip.
That's a forming triple block that he just absolutely punished.
Nick West, your server. Santiago read that one well. Jarvis, back to back. Take notice of Joey. Match point, OC Stunners, 24-16. And the Dallas Tornadoes will utilize their final timeout to stave off what might be, Nick, the inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, 8 match points. This is one of those timeouts that I'm not exactly sure why we're taking it, to be a bit blunt. Unless there's a heck of a pep talk, this is one of those timeouts that is just kind of delaying the inevitable, it feels like.
There's no coming back from this.
No.
The horn signals the teams retake the court. Again, that third set ultimately was what was it. The Tornadoes win that third game. and they had ample opportunity. Well, then, they're playing on to the 5th set, but that's not what we have. And now the OC Stunners, anytime they have their back against the wall, with the exception of the losses to the Tyrants and the Freedom, who are two of the better teams in the league, the Stunners have always found an answer. That looked like a football, yes. Yeah, that was read well by our official Robin Burton. I saw that plain as day, so that's 1 match point staved off. Knoll trying to keep his team going. Beamer. Arredondo, that definitely clipped the hand, so that will be 2 match points staved off. How long can the Tornadoes survive?
Unfortunately, I think not long enough.
But you know what? It's entertaining to see them try.
Certainly is. I mean, this has been a heroic effort from the Tornadoes. They gave us a great match here.
Well, that's 3 in a row as Beamer misses wide. So, well, maybe Mr. Kionis has a little bit more optimism than we have. Knoll, at this point, just cannot miss a serve. That could be a free ball, and it is. Grosh feasts 4 in a row for the Tornadoes, 24-20.
One step at a time. I mean, let's be honest, at this point, even this, like, if they started this run right now, feels insurmountable, but they've made some headway.
Match point number 5.
There
And
it
the
is.
train derails right there as the OC Stunners 25-20. They take the 4th set, and they are victorious for the 5th time in a row. They improved to 6-2 on the season as they knock off the Dallas Tornadoes today in 4 sets, 25-19, 25-27, 28-26, and 25-20. The Tornadoes have dropped 3 in a row. They are 3-5 on the year, and I don't know, it's top man of the match. We could either go to Jair Santiago, 13 kills, 2 blocks, and an ace, or Matt Hilling, 14 kills and 4 aces. My vote is Matt Hilling, based on his significance in the final couple of sets. Jair Santiago certainly had some highlight plays, but I think it's Hilling today.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing you look at across the board is sometimes the overall impact when you've got the team. The Stunners were out of sorts a bit at time, and so you start to look at the intangibles, the things that aren't just kills. And even though Hilling was, in fact, the kill leader, you start looking at just the overall the timeliness. And we saw that coming into that set that just ended right there. The 3rd set. After the Stunners were a bit out of sorts, Hilling starts off with 2 aces back-to-back. There was definitely a sense of ownership that he was going to be the guy to get this Stunners squad back on track and make sure they were going the right direction.
Matt Hilling will indeed be our man of the match. We'll have a word with him in a moment, but let's take a look at the final numbers here, courtesy of Kenzie, our glorious statistician. 27 kills in defeat for Felix Chapman. I'll tell you what, through 2 sets, he had 10 kills and 5 errors. He cleaned it up nicely. 17 kills and just 2 errors the rest of the match. But Matt Hilling, certainly a big part of the puzzle here as the Stunners win their 5th in a row. No chest. We'll have a word with him.
Thank you, Ira. Yep, Matt Hilling, 14 kills, 4 aces. You really kind of took over late in that 2nd set, or in that 3rd set, I should say. What did you sense your team needed from you?
We were just kind of struggling a little bit. The Tornadoes pushed us kind of to the brink, and we kind of had to battle back. They kind of knocked us down in that 2nd game, and we had to respond. The team was, giving me confidence. Joey came over mid-game and said, "Hey, I need you to put some balls away now." So he kind of got me going, and Randy started feeding me the ball. I was in rhythm, and our team all of us can be aggressive, and that's what works out for us. The problem is kind of like the little things in between, So I think if we clean up our defense a little bit, it's gonna be pretty tough to beat us going forward.
And what were you guys breaking down over there in your huddle after the game?
We were just talking about the little things, how that's what plagues our team. Like if we control the easy balls or control easy digs, we're getting a swing no matter who's the option. We're getting a good swing because we got 6 good hitters, So we were just kind of talking, kind of being patient, and just really focusing on those little balls because that's going to be the difference for us come playoffs.
You guys are a really talented team, and you're good, and frankly, you're good.
Yeah.
How refreshing or exciting is it to have a team that really challenges you and steps up to the plate knowing they're playing you?
I mean, it is good for us. We need wake-up calls sometimes. I feel like we kind of fell asleep a little bit there. No disrespect to them. They played great. I think it's one of the best games all around. Everyone, their libero was digging, their middles were digging, and they were scrapping. So, it's fun to be in those games, and it's fun, to be challenged and to have to respond like that. So we love when all the teams come at us. That's, we're ready for them, so.
Absolutely. Well, great game. Congrats on the win. Our man of the match, Matt Hilling. All right, Nick and Ira, take us home.
Thank you, Noah, and that's actually a great point right there. The Stunners know they're good. They're the defending champions. Yep. They have all the pieces in place to make a run at another title this year. You know you're good, and sometimes you have to be reminded that, yeah, we might be as good as we are, but the wins aren't just going to happen by themselves. You can't play lackadaisical out there. They did during that second set, and they had the answer, and they did, and they did in a big way.
Yeah, and it's a certain bit of pride also. The Dallas Tornadoes, while their record might reflect them, sitting right around that 500 now at 3-4, if I'm not mistaken.
3-5 now with this defeat. 0-2 this weekend.
It's still the level of play. This team is pushing the best teams in the league. They're really showcasing that there's a lot of pieces. Once again, easy to be a fan of, and this team saw how hard their first year in the league was last year. They've added pieces. They've continued to just upgrade and find ways. And, you've just seen a lot of pieces. Sam Schuldenberg getting added in this season. Peter Canola's been a welcome breath of fresh air. Getting some new hands. They're looking at different middles. And they know that Chapman is just the absolute franchise player. So who can you find to support that? And I think that they're really finding a team identity that everybody in the league knows you've got to respect Chapman.
And they're going to have to get Steven Roshitz back.
Yep.
That certainly will help them right now. You don't want to get to a point where teams look at you as a one-dimensional player.
Yes,
they're not.
Point.
They have other answers. I mean, Felix Chapman is the most dynamic player in the NVA, hands down, right now with the numbers that he is just throttling. But when you look at the OC Stunners, the balance is impressive. Matt Hilling, of course, is our man of the match with the 14 kills and the 4 aces. But there were 4 players for the Stunners today in double figures, 13 from Santiago, 12 kills from Joey Jarvis, 11 for Nick West without an error. He hit 73% today, 11-15. I mean, that's just such an efficient number. And before we sign off, the number that pops off the page for me, only 8 unforced errors for the Stunners in this match. Dallas had double that, 16 of those, and that is why they are going away with their 3rd consecutive loss today. While the OC Stunners continue to roll, they're 6-2. They've won 5 in a row. They're probably not going to catch the New Jersey Freedom right now in those National Coastal standings, but they don't need to. They are safely tucked away in the postseason. They're going to have a special finish to the year. They have 2 matches to go in the regular season. That will be during our July event, the 2nd weekend of the month of July. That's it here from the court side here at the Pierce Sports Center in San Bernardino. Your final score today, the Stunners on top of their Tornadoes, 25-19, 25-27, 28-26, and 25-20. The Stunners, they win again. They're 6-2. Dallas, they got to figure some things out for the final event of the weekend, the final event of the season as they drop their 3rd in a row. They're 3-5. For Noah Chast, Nick England, and our entire crew, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching NVA action here on NVA USA. One more match to go today. That is at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Colorado Kraken, the Inland Empire Matadors. Somebody will take a step closer to the postseason, and somebody will see a needle in their balloon. Stick around to see what that is. Back for more at 6 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be well, everybody.